Hi everyone, wishing you all a very happy Women's Day, and on this special day we want to talk about and celebrate women in interior design. Now these are women who inspired me, who inspired all of us, not just with their work but with their journey, growth, consistency. They've tried new things, taken risks, made few mistakes but bounced back even stronger, and it amazes me to see how they've reinvented themselves time and again. So this is not in any specific order. We are starting with Rebecca Robeson from Robeson Design. She creates content on YouTube, their project reveals, their Christmas decorations, how you can beautify or decorate a particular space, a particular corner. The content is amazing, the videos are amazing. If you see the videos, you will figure out her personality. She's very bold, very stylish. Sense of humor is great, and the energy and enthusiasm with which she explains everything, it's really infectious. So go check her out. One more thing is, when around 2017 when we started creating content on YouTube, and that's when we were trying to figure out if there were any other channels which were creating content similar to what we aimed at creating, like the project tours, behind the scenes, the process and everything. And that was one channel. Now she's been doing it for way too long, but yes, that's when we discovered her, and you should check her too. Number 2 is our favorite interior Mata, Ananya. Now if you are an interior designer, or if you're an architect, or if you are looking for inspiration on internet regarding your own home renovation, there's no chance that you have not seen Ananya's video. She makes amazing videos. She started creating content on YouTube in 2017. We almost started parallelly, and after this video I want you to check her initial videos, probably 2017-2018 video, and the video that she posted recently. You will see the exponential growth. She is based in Gujarat, in Vadodara, but now she has her own consultancy. They work pan-India. Now let me tell you that this girl started with DIYs, and she started with one corner, how you could decorate a particular corner of your house, or the balcony decoration, or I have seen her creating content on every possible corner of her house. Then she obviously moved houses, and now she's doing interior of her own apartment. But the point is that she started with DIY and with one small corner, and now she's taking full-fledged interior projects pan-India, which is amazing. She started with a series Ghar Ek Sapna on YouTube, which is loved by a lot of people. So go check her out if you're still not following her. Number 3 is Ashwini Dongre. Now if you have been researching about interior design on Instagram, there's no way that you don't know about this girl. Every day I see a reel uploaded of a new project. Now how she does it is something that I want to meet her and ask her the tremendous amount of volume of work that she's generating and how she's doing it, uploading every day. Talk about consistency and see where the channel is. Now he एक बीडची मुलगी आहे, obviously Marathi मुलगी आहे, have the soft corner for her, and not just because of that, but the amount of work that she's done, the amount of work that she's doing right now, the growth. Now I have seen her Josh talk, where she talks about her journey, how she started initially. She shifted to Pune, she was pursuing engineering, and around the same time she discovered a passion for interior design. She started doing it simultaneously. And obviously at one point interior design took over, and then she worked in an architectural firm and then started doing her own practice. In the same video she talks about her communication struggles coming from a vernacular medium, how difficult it was adjusting to the new surroundings. Now I think that is where I relate to her even more. Coming from a Marathi medium school, I've had difficult time adjusting to everything in the architecture college, and obviously after you go through your own experiences and you figure out a way to cope up with everything. But I think if you are someone who's struggling probably with the resources, or you're not in a place where you have enough network resources, or if there is a communication barrier, there is a way you can overcome everything. Just look at this girl and be inspired. Next is Karen Bond, the creative director of House of Bond. Now she is a Canada-based interior designer, and if you see the videos, now her videos on YouTube are a visual treat. It's like you're watching a Netflix show, and also she has a Netflix show. So imagine a designer who also has a Netflix show. And my favorite kind of videos on her channel are day in the life of videos, where you see probably she's traveling, she's grabbing her breakfast, she's talking to you about what she's going to do in her day, or she's talking about some challenges that every entrepreneur faces. And then cut to you're in her office where she's discussing with her team about the new projects. And you know, I have been following her. Now she has a bigger space, bigger office, but I have been seeing the content right from they had a smaller space, a smaller office comparatively, where one wall behind their discussion table was full of materials. Now I think it's every designer's dream to have an office where you have one wall, a particular space which is dedicated dedicated to material samples. So I think I love watching all the videos, and it almost looks like you are a part of it, where there are tracings on the table, there are reference images, you can already see I'm a fan of that content. But yeah, that was kind of an inspiration, and I wanted to create similar sort of experience for the viewers, where I can take all of you in a particular project where you feel you know everything about the project and not just the end results. And I think you see her videos and you see that she's also started a new podcast, and I'm inspired. Now next is Sara Sham from SRG's Atelier, and if you see her Instagram profile, the account, the kind of content that she's making, she's working on a lot of celebrity homes. You might feel like she's so passionate, she's so bold, that she always had everything figured out. But if you see her TED Talk, which I recently saw, I never knew that she tried so many things before she started with interior design. Now she's been an events coordinator, an art trainee, she's worked in an advertising firm, she's worked as a news anchor at Bloomberg. She tried so many different things before she started with interior design. She comes from a business family, 4th generation business family. The business is about art and antiques and furniture, but she was initially reluctant to join her business and join the family business, and she wanted to try her hand at different things, which she did eventually to realize that her true passion was interior design. Now look at the kind of work that she's doing, amazing projects. She creates reels about new materials that are available in the market. She's also created a support group for students and amateur designers. And I think looking at the journey from where she started and different things that she tried before stumbling on her true passion, I think for today's generation, where people feel that at 25, if they don't have their life figured, then they're missing out on time, and they feel they're too late to follow this particular timeline of realizing the true passion and then starting with it too early and all of that. So I think it's okay if you take little time to just figure out what you want to do. So this is a special mention. We are going to talk about Sunita from Sunita Yogesh Design Studio. This is based out of Chennai, and why I want to really specify or talk about her is the kind of work that she's doing. You feel a sense of calm and peace in the work. It's the material palette, color palette, there is a sense of restriction in it, and in a good way. If you want to stick to the basics and have a very earthy sort of palette for your house, or very minimalistic kind of work, you should definitely check it out. And she also creates videos on YouTube, but I would like to see more of her, more of how the thought process is behind her work. Obviously her work is really beautiful. You get to know from a designer how they envisioned a particular space, and before after videos, you see a lot of that in her projects. But yeah, I would like to see more of her. The work is really amazing. So obviously there are more designers, a lot of designers who are doing amazing work, amazing projects. But as I said, these are few people who I have been following. I've been following their journey either on YouTube or Instagram, or I've seen their interviews. I admire the kind of different risks that they have taken at different point of time, how they've adapted themselves with the different technology, with the different platforms that are coming. When you see a particular woman who is working, you don't see the kind of support that she has behind her that lets her do or follow her passion to 100%. Now, since we've started the monthly Q&A series on Instagram, people ask me about how do you manage so much. You have your interior design projects to look after, the designing, the selections, the videos that we create, a lot of brand collaborations. Along with that, I have a son who's almost 10 and I have 2 pets. So how do you manage all of that? And apart from that, your other responsibilities, like your cleaning, cooking, you have to manage everything. How do you do that? Now when it comes to me, I think my mom has been I'm gonna start crying. Okay, we're all good. I hope my mascara is waterproof. It's not. Now when it comes to me, I think my mother has been a rock solid support right from the start, and we started with our own firm in I think after graduating in 2008. I worked in the same firm where I was working, where I did my internship for a year, and after that I started taking up projects on my own and as a freelancer. And now imagine no one in my family has business experience. In business, generally what happens is there are a lot of ups and downs. You go through a lot of emotional ups and downs, financial ups and downs, and we've seen demonetization, we've seen COVID, and being a business owner, the kind of strength that you needed in these times just to continue doing what you are. And there's always this dilemma whether you want to start working somewhere, or you want to continue having your own business. So I think my mother has always been a rock solid support for any of my emotional needs, my financial needs. And yeah, I think without them it's very difficult to do what I do. Even though they don't understand 100% of what I'm doing, they know that I'm busy, they know that I can't be available all the time. She's just a phone call away. If I need to drop my son, I need to attend a meeting and he's not well, or there are times that I can't take an off. She's just a call away. I have to just call her and everything is taken care of. So I think without that it's impossible to do what I'm doing. Okay, the next person who's been very strong with me is my mother-in-law, and every day when I'm shooting or I'm on site, I know I don't need to worry about my son, whether he's had food, whether he's come back from his school, whether he's playing in a safe environment. I don't have to think about any of that. I can be relaxed and do what I am doing. I think even though, as I said, they don't know what I'm doing exactly, but to respect what I'm doing and to let me follow my passion is a very big thing.
How does that achieve?
It's getting tougher. Now, talking about my son being at his grandparents' place, which I think is a bliss to get to spend your time with your grandparents. It's so amazing, and as a child I've had that opportunity. I've had that pleasure of spending so much time after my school with my grandparents, because my mother and father both used to work, and most of the times after school I used to be at my grandparents' place, enjoy. And I think that is where I started talking a lot, because after the school I used to come back and tell them everything that happened in school. And my grandmother was a teacher. She had this habit of asking everything, and very, very strong person and very sensitive. Recently I just realized that you could be both the things at the same time. I always thought I'm too sensitive and that's why I'm not too strong, but when I look at her, I know what strength and sensitivity looks like. You're so strong, but you're so sensitive, you're empathetic, you're compassionate, and yeah, everything. Yes, I think what a lot of people notice about me is I tell everything in detail, I explain everything in detail, and I appreciate the smallest of things. I think all three things I have learned from her. I think the next person is the house help, Maushi. Without her, it's impossible for me to do anything that I'm doing. She takes one leave, one off, and my schedule is disturbed. Like, if anyone at work doesn't show up, I'm still okay, but if she doesn't show up, my schedule is disturbed. So yeah, I think I'm really blessed to find her. She takes care of our office, she takes care of this office, she takes care of the house, and yeah, she manages everything. I think she is better at managing everything than me. Next is Maushi, who cooks for us. So I initially, obviously, everyone doesn't have all of the support system in the start. It's necessary to mention this because a lot of times we feel that, I can't create this kind of content because I don't have that camera, I don't have the videographer, I don't have the editor, I don't have someone who will cook for me, I don't have anyone who will clean for me. But it's necessary to understand that no one is born with the support system. As you proceed in life and everything that you achieve, slow and steady, you start gathering these people and you kind of build this support for you. So even if you don't have it right now, I am sure at one day, one point, you will slowly have the support system for you. So yeah, initially I've tried managing it all, like cooking and doing this, but I'm not that person, and I don't want you to be the person who is this ideal, and I'm not even sure if that should be an ideal, the person or a girl who does everything. She's so good at work, she's so fit, she's good at making everything, like all the cooking and everything, and looking after the kids and doing their homework and everything. It's unrealistic, not sustainable for any one of us. Please don't encourage that. So now this one's very, very special, and if you've seen the stories that I upload on Instagram, you know that I have been into exercising and I've been working with a coach, with a trainer since last 1 year. Now initially, before this time, I've tried Zumba, I've tried various things, I've tried looking at YouTube videos and exercised, all of that, but I didn't do anything consistently for so long, even for 6 months. But this is something that I've been doing for more than a year, and I'm so proud of myself, and I'm so proud and happy, so grateful to have found a coach a mentor, a guide like her. And it's really, really important in your life to find a coach or a mentor whom you look up to, or someone who can give you advice, not just about fitness and or your career, but someone, you know, who can, something that you can go back to when there are ups and downs. And I think exercise for me is really, really important, not just because I want to look a certain way, I want to lose some inches, or I want to gain some weight, not for these reasons, but just because mentally I can be at peace when I have done my work on the mat. And no matter how bad the day is, no matter how good the day is, no matter if the video is doing well or the videos are not doing well, I know that I can be on the mat without thinking about any of it and just surrender to whatever that she's saying. My job ends where I show up on the mat, and you know, then I have to just follow whatever that she's doing, and I have 100% faith in her. And the way she's handled me, in every situation is commendable. And at times when you are in your lows and you know it's difficult, even to show up is difficult, I think, without ever being judgmental about anything. I think the kind of support that she's shown, the way she's encouraged, the way she's pushed, you know, at times I'm like, I can't do more. She's like, do it, it's possible. So it's a difficult job to be a mentor, because you can't push the person a lot, but at the same time you don't want the person to be in a very content phase where the person is very lethargic. So it's a tough call, but I think she has done a fantastic job. Like, she's too good. Yeah, I think it's been a really long video. Let's end it here. It was amazing sharing everything with you all, and it was kind of candid. I knew what I want to talk about, I knew about the people that I want to talk about. For few of the people, yeah, this is something that I wouldn't share very easily, just because I feel it's too personal. But yeah, it was nice sharing all the things with you all. But now what I want you to do is write down in comments 5 people, or it could be 6, or it could be 10 people that really, really inspire you. Let the women know that they inspire you and you appreciate that in the comment section. Bye. That was Buddy sneezing. It's the end.